You made it to the desert palace and found yourself unable to progress because of a barrier at the back. Well, it's there because there are two separate modules you need to recalibrate. One is in Deluge, the other is in Uranopolis. Today I'll show you how to complete the recalibrations from the closest checkpoints in both areas, but if you haven't discovered those areas in your journey, you can check out my other guides on getting around the Omni structure and Bleak Faith Forsaken. The first recalibration is done in Deluge. Since we'll be going for a swim in a minute, I recommend drinking the Diver's Lungs concoction so that you have a bit of extra time below the surface. To get these concoctions, you simply farm the enemies up here until they give you a bottle or the recipe to craft one. I'm quite high level, so they're a piece of cake, but they may give you quite a challenge the first time you get here. Now that you've got a bottle and put it in your quick bar, from the main checkpoint, run up the stairs, drop down here, and there are a few ways to go, but we'll head this way. Don't worry about the enemies down here, just run along avoiding the scuba crew as best you can. I probably could have waited, but drink that breathing potion quickly and hop in the water. From here, swim straight towards that building in the distance. We'll make a slight right to the top of this building towards that skinny one over there. And now I'm looking down a bit. I'm looking for some red lights. Right about here should be good. And you'll dive under the water, and you can see one right in front of us. We'll be following most of these red lights, which also refill your oxygen when we get close to them. Now down here there are two big dangers, running out of oxygen, but even worse, getting snapped up by one of these giant eels that you see swimming around. But if you follow the path precisely, you will have a good chance of success getting to where we need to go. Okay, between these trains, and since we're here, I'll pick up the evolved staff. Now we're taking a bit of a gamble in open water, but head down this way towards the next light. From here, you see the corner of the structure below. I try to aim for that corner while swimming down. It's not the safest way to do this, but it's the way that works for me about 80% of the time. There's a chance to have one of those eels come down and snap you up, but once you pass the next light, you should be in the clear as you make your way through the Garden of Seaweed. And now that we're at the final light, we go down over the ledge on an angle, even further into the abyss until the screen turns completely white. Usually you can see a big eyeball looking around that you should swim towards, but on this run it didn't really look like much. And we're in a virtual world. There aren't any enemies to deal with here, so you can relax. This is an easy run to the module waiting for you that needs recalibrating. And now that recalibration is completed, you can talk to the handler for more information. She doesn't tell you where to go next, and leaves us with many unanswered questions, but I'll show you what to do. The second recalibration is a bit further in your journey, and you'll need to get to the Lone Tower in Uranopolis. Once you get to this checkpoint, it's pretty smooth sailing from here. Unfortunately, there's one fairly large obstacle in the way that goes by the name of Nergay, the Blade Master. He's one of the toughest bosses in the game, so I'll save the full fight for another video. But once you defeat him, I recommend going back to the checkpoint right away to autosave and ensure that you get the perk essence from defeating the boss. Then head back to the arena where you fought Nergay and drop down the opposite side. And take your time here, it's quite easy to run off the ledge to your death. Now head towards the Big Eye to enter the virtual world. You'll notice this world is similar to the first one you ran through, not an enemy in sight. And on the way up to the top, you'll encounter an ominous cutscene. And then to the final module. And there you have it. The second recalibration has been completed. Talk to the handler to see what else she has to say, and then head back to the Desert Palace. If you haven't been here yet, you'll need to defeat Wormlord first before you're able to run across the sand to get here. Once inside, you can see that the barrier has been removed and you're able to continue your journey. And that, my friend, is how you recalibrate in Bleak Faith Forsaken. From here, you'll head deeper into the Omni structure to face your next big challenge. But I'll save that one for the next one.